Radford leading 15-9. Second quarter will begin in just a moment. Radford shot 33% in the first quarter. VCU, once it got things going, shot 31% in the first quarter. So ended up the two teams not really separated by that much shooting-wise. Rebounds fairly even. VCU checking in with 10 rebounds. Radford with 8. Really the big difference, those early turnovers. VCU did not turn it over after the media timeout,
right,
but had 6 turnovers in the first quarter. In the first 5 minutes, Radford did not have a single turnover in the first quarter, which is big for the Highlanders.
Yeah, it's very important. The turnovers are a big thing, but on the other side, I'm looking at the VCU Rams. I think one of the things they're suffering from is once and done. They don't have anybody on the weak side rebounding. You got Hammond down there putting in work on the block, but no one to help her out if it rims out. They're getting the one shot, and then the Highlanders are coming back down the floor. Also, the Highlanders are a bit out of the game that we used to seeing them play as far as pushing and running the floor. They've been reduced to a kind of a set half-court offense.
Quevedo from the left side with a prompt 3 to begin the second quarter. That's her first 3 of the game, gives her 5 points. Every time a Radford player hits a three-pointer here at the Dedman Center, they throw out T-shirts to the crowd. I don't know if they're going to have any left. They threw about 50 of them into the stands between quarters as Sparks was standing on the sideline when she caught that pass. I can't believe in all the time we've been here, still don't have a T-shirt. I mean, they threw out so many T-shirts between quarters, and I thought surely everybody's going to have one. They'll hand one to us.
Right. It's an
T-shirt.
easy handoff, you know. Great assist, you know, for the cheerleaders. No chance for a turnover. You know, there's no defense here. We're right here,
That's
right.
Right.
At the table.
The only chance of a turnover is if I don't catch it and kick it out of bounds, which has happened.
Which could be possible.
Yep, that's very possible. That's probably why we didn't get a T-shirt. They looked over here and they said, no way are we going to give Kyle a chance to try to catch one.
I don't see why we both have to suffer, Kyle. I don't understand.
That's true. That's true. Just another example of me bringing the team down. Johnson's 3 as the shot clock expires off the right side of the rim, and a good defensive rebound for Gibson, who's back in the game. She had 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes of the first quarter, had to sit for the rest of the time, but now she's back in there, active in the post. She gets around Rivers and scores with the left hand. That could really help VCU, one of the 2 junior leaders on this team, if she can stay on the floor the second quarter.
I see that VCU Rams have obviously coached up their post players. They're very aggressive on the block. When they get the ball, they're going straight to the hole. They know exactly what to do with it. You don't see a lot of kind of, you know, floundering around when they get the ball. They go straight for it. And right into the gut or right into the body of the defender, which puts them in a really bad position where they can't really defend it. And that's what you want.
Rivers missed a jump shot. Gibson with a defensive rebound, and a quick 2 for Jalen Maddox. Here come the Rams, trimming it down to 5 again. 4 straight for VCU. Now Jackson backs it out for Radford. She's running point for the time being. Falconer on the bench. Kiana Johnson handling the ball, looking for Quevedo to come join her on that side of the floor. Now Quevedo kicks it out to Jackson. 10 to shoot here for the Highlanders.
A lot of stagnance in the Radford offense right now. A lot of players standing around kind of watching the play to see what's going to happen next.
Jackson launches it from the logo, and it's an air ball. And that becomes a turnover for the Highlanders. So that's the first giveaway for Radford on a shot clock violation.
So what we're seeing right now is a mismatch. We've got VCU that's got some high energy, and they're attacking the basket. They're moving all over the half court. We got the Highlanders who are a bit stagnant. Everybody looks a bit unsure. Nobody's really being aggressive and attacking. And I got to tell you, the team that's going to get that is the one that's got the aggression.
Tina Lindenfeld coming over with the help defense and brought the arms down as Reed was going up for a shot. So Tara Reed will head to the line. She's only a freshman, but with the youth on this squad, she's been an immediate impact player. She actually leads the team with 15 points and 7 rebounds per game, including a career-high 22 in her last game against Old Dominion.
Wow. You never underestimate a player till you put them in position, you know? Highlanders can definitely speak to that, for having a lot of young players having to get playing time due to injuries and whatnot in the past couple of seasons. And it's played well for them as far as experience goes down the road.
Reed goes 1 for 2 at the line. Now it's a 4-point game. Radford's had some trouble against zone defense these past few games. It really became quite apparent against Virginia Tech, and ever since that game, teams have been watching film and putting a lot of zone defense against the Highlanders, and a traveling violation by Quevedo turns it over, and Coach McGuire wastes no time. He turns to a couple veterans, Jen Falconer and Jada Worthy, and sends them both into the game.
I got to tell you, the best thing to do against the zone is that thing's got to be like a hot potato. Nobody needs to hold it in their hands and be looking around and waiting for setting screens. Doesn't really work in a zone. You need to get everybody moving. You can set screens in a zone, but you have to set it on the person that's going to rotate over, and knowing who that person is, you have to be smart about that court presence, court knowledge. But the Highlanders seem to be getting in a spot where everybody's kind of holding the ball, waiting for somebody else to move. You can't do that in zone.
There's Gibson inside, not able to convert this time. Falconer with the rebound in traffic, brings it up the floor herself. That's a way to beat a zone defense. Just beat everyone down the floor. Falconer to Worthy for two.
A great assist by Jen Falconer, seeing Jada Worthy right there on the block. Cuts it through the defense with a nice lay-in.
Naira Williams running point here for VCU. She's a sophomore, but she only played 23 minutes all of last year, so she's kind of a freshman in terms of experience as well. Rams with 5 to shoot. It's Williams on a drive and a traveling violation. Worthy will throw it into Falconer here. Destiny Walker checking in. Other two on the floor for the Highlanders, Kiana Johnson and Lydia Rivers. VCU retreats, falls back into its zone defense here as Falconer brings it past the timeline. A high 2-3 look from VCU.
The Highlanders want to get that ball moving, side to side, either side of the floor. A couple of hops looks like for Lydia.
3-second violation on Jada Worthy off the ball, so Worthy caught in the lane, and that gives it to VCU. Radford did not have a single turnover in the first quarter, but now this zone defense has forced Radford to give it away 3 times in 4 minutes.
I'm sure those aren't the stats that you're looking for if you're Coach McGuire.
Radford averages 15 turnovers per game. They've been keeping that number in check by and large. Falconer called for the armbar on the perimeter. That's the second foul on Radford this quarter. VCU does not have a foul yet in the second, so neither team near the bonus yet. Reed on a curl cut in the lane, scores it. Nice set play to get Reed open underneath.
Highlanders running the floor again.
Johnson answers quickly from the left side and puts it back to a 6-point margin.
Pushing the ball up the floor, as we said before, I've mentioned it several times, the Highlanders pushing the ball tends to work well for them. They think well on their feet. They always keep their heads up, looking for their teammates, and it keeps the other team off balance.
Reed dribbling into Destiny Walker, draws a whistle. That's the first on Walker, and now the third on Radford here in the second quarter.
Smart play by Reed getting into the body of Walker. Again, when you get into the body of the defender, it leaves them without many options without fouling. So you're either going to have to let them do whatever they're going to do and score, or fouling them.
Reed shows a mature presence on the floor, even though she is just a true freshman, a native of New Zealand. Was actually going to high school in the state of New Jersey when she was completing her high school career, but originally from New Zealand. Quite a find for VCU, as there's quite a find for Naira Williams. Banks it in from 17.
The good old board.
4-point game. Kiana Johnson launches, and that's going to be a loose ball foul on Jada Worthy as she knocked Gibson to the floor. And we will have a break in the action here. 4:38 remaining in the first half. Radford hanging on to a 4-point lead, 22-18 on the Big South Network.